Hey guys, what's going on? Hopefully you're having a fantastic Sunday evening, guys. Of course, it is February 17th, Sunday, guys. You know what that means. The week is about to be upon us, guys. And you know that as we move forward into the week, guys, the week does really start on Sunday for cryptocurrency. This is when the Asian markets wake up right around this time, right toward the Sunday evening candle close. The European markets wake up around the time that I want to be going to bed, which is why I've had to adjust my lifestyle schedule to be able to capture the volatile moves of the market. In fact, I had to stay up till about 4 o'clock last night to catch the pump on Ethereum. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. All right, guys. So hopefully you guys are absolutely doing fantastic. Again, I hope you guys are having a good day. Let's get into the markets. Obviously, very exciting things. Everybody really excited about the upside potential. If you guys have been a member of the Kraken Cryptocurrency Discord, well, you guys know if you guys were hanging around last night. So I want to give a big shout out to everybody that's joining me in the chat, guys. Of course, what's going on? Tenacious V, Java TV, Ron Legato, hey, Electronium Rich, Eli Bagman, thank you so much for the $5 donation, my good friend. You are, of course, one of the good ones. I appreciate the support. He says, another day, another dollar. The crypto bulls are in town. Please check out my baby, IOP. You know we will, man. Low market cap, possible, pump and dump. So we want to catch the pump and be out before the dump, guys. All right. I am enjoying my day, man. It's been a pretty good day. You know, I woke up. I woke up, but, you know, I was up late last night, got the Ethereum trade in very well, posted upside targets for XBT, had put on the LTC H19 short as a hedge, took my position off at break even. So I did miss the LTC H19 to the downside, stayed in my XRP H19 to the downside though. So I wanted to be, technically, to be really honest, since XRP does have the potential to move, conversely to XBT, it's almost like being on the exact same side of the market because you're taking XBT long. For in this case, I was taking ETH USD long because it's more volatile, so there was more risk to reward, and the chart was much cleaner, to be quite honest. And putting on XRP H19 to the downside, which I had been in for a while, still short on TRX H19 as well. All right, guys. Weekly candle, baby. JR Riggs. Mira Bayani says, if I don't know anything about trading, does your course start from the beginning? So the webinar series is a growing and evolving series. I put out courses quite frequently, typically twice a month. And I start with risk management and position sizing and work toward technical analysis, as well as, but yes, for beginners in our resource database library, we do have a full course for a complete introduction to cryptocurrency. What is Bitcoin? Where can I purchase Bitcoin? How do I keep my Bitcoin secure? How do I keep my cryptocurrency secure? What are altcoins? How do I use Kraken? How do I use BitMEX? Yes, all that stuff is in the resource database library. All right, so enough of me, guys. Hopefully, as you can see here, and I don't have it full screened, but I did some work on the overlay last night. I know that you guys aren't here for the wingdings and doodads and everything, but it just, I think, makes the experience more pleasant, more pleasurable for everybody. Obviously, got over here. I got this thing right here, this event list. I got that working, and over here, right there. Yep, boom, 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 boom. I do have our supporters list. Yeah, it's right at the top of the screen, Eli. Literally, just literally right up there. Love you, man. All right, so let's get into the charts, guys. Okay, starting off with Bitcoin. Sorry, I really like that effect, man. Every time I switch, oh darn, it threw out the subscribers. I really like that jar, man. If anybody is a I suppose Scott could do it, but if anybody wants to come up with some fan art for custom designs for that, we'd be happy to incorporate that. All right, guys, moving on. All right, so looking at XBT USD, let's be logically consistent with what we were talking about last night. We'll start with the daily chart. You know what? Actually, let's take a quick glance at the weekly, so that just so we can keep the just so we can keep our perspective of everything that's going on. Let's make sure. Sorry, here real quick. Go ahead and keep this open. Let's go ahead and disable. Okay, good. Current chart resolution is absolutely what we want to see. When we're looking at higher time frame structures here for XBT USD, let's be quite clear what we're looking at, guys. I just want to go over this. I like to begin the day with this just so we can get a clear picture of where we are. Now, What did we happen after the massive run-up and break of resistance at around 4,600 last year? You can see very clearly here on the weekly chart where price did bottom. Toward the end of 2017. Actually, interestingly enough, if you guys are familiar with the I don't really want to make the show very controversial, but if you guys are familiar or follow the Substratum team, which is a very sad story, actually. This is the point in the market when they decided that they were going to short the market with their ICO funds. So rest in peace, Substratum. Sorry to hear about that, guys. That's pretty much the definition of capitulation. We're gonna short the market at the absolute bottom. But anyways, after the incredible bull run, after breaking 4,600 from Bitcoin, in fact, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I saw one of the funniest videos the other day. It was on Crypto Zombies show, but I think he referenced it from somewhere else where it's like, it's really good production value. It's like, am I drinking moonshine? No, man. I'm just a humble man. I only drink. I'm paranoid. I don't drink out of plastic. And yes, as somebody who lives out in the middle of nowhere, I do like to drink out of mason jars. I don't know what it is. Just part of my upbringing, man. Or maybe it is moonshine. Who knows? It's the secret sauce. But thanks, man, for noticing. The video that I watched was on December 17th, 2017. We went to the moon. And then it made the whole like moon conspiracy landing like we never landed on the moon. It was funny, guys. I'll try to post the link and find reference for that later on. But any users, so after the incredible bull run from 4,600, we obviously had this level of 4,600 delineated as potential support. We came down last year and formed the floor at 6,150. Consolidated around that, formed a descending triangle pattern. Again, trading the pattern is not the important part. Understanding what the pattern is showing you about price is important. What a descending triangle shows you about price is that you are experiencing price contraction. When you experience price contraction, you have contraction and then expansion, all right? And after a period of low volatility, which we did see, if you guys recall, and we were covering the markets back at that period in time, we had 3 weeks of the absolute lowest levels of volatility that we had ever seen, man. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Professor Wally, man, thanks so much for the $14.99, my good friend. You are quickly climbing your ranks up to being one of the top donators, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. He says, shout out for the premium sub content, man, and thank you very much for being a premium subscriber, my dude. He says, top notch, and I love that I joined. He says, in response to automated trading, you stated a few times that bots only do fill or kill, but our bot does limit market good till cancel and in candle. Awesome, man. Good to know. Just to be specific, I don't think that, and perhaps I misspoke again. Correct me where I go astray. That's what I love having you guys around for. I believe that I had talked about. I think maybe you're referencing my webinar video because I do talk about fill or kill. In my experience, and again, I'm not the automated trading guru. That's your job, sir. I do believe that in my experience, I've noticed that lots of bot algorithms do rely on fill or kill type strategies, especially when there's aggressive market entering, which again, most automated trading is going to rely upon. But yeah, excellent content, excellent information, man. That's good to know. Customization is always what we want to see in the market. And thanks so much, man. You're one of the good ones. So after we put in a floor at 6,150, we clearly have, in my opinion, the most significant level for price with Bitcoin, 6,150. That is the floor, that is the ceiling. Once 6,150 is broken and reclaimed, all right, on a closing basis, on a higher time frame closing basis, whenever that happens, I do believe that it will happen eventually. And again, I don't trade my opinion. I'll wait to see what the charts tell me about how to execute my positions. But from a technical perspective, as a technical trader, when the floor of 6,150 is broken and reclaimed, we are entering, that is no questions, no doubt answered. We are in a bull market, and I expect that the expansion that would follow that, the rally that would follow that, would be quite volatile and quite violent. And of course, then we have fairly clearly delineated levels of resistance, looking to take profits and reduce risks above our previous swing highs. So the market becomes quite simple, actually, in that perspective, once we break 6,150. Many market participants that have been out of the market and have been watching Bitcoin and said, you know what, I like Bitcoin, but I'm not going to get back in until we see that we're back in the bull market. The break above 6,150 is the no-brainer, no clear. Yes, we're in a full-on bull market. Excuse me. So So that is the critical level of resistance or the floor or whatever you want to call it. However, I do believe that we have a trouble area prior to getting to 6150. And again, this is all contingent upon breaking 4096. So we'll zoom back down into that area as we get there. But again, we have the trouble area right here, this previous level that acted as weekly resistance once, twice, was not pulled back down to act as support, but that does not mean that the level will not do what it is supposed to do, which is supposed to act as a level of horizontal support and resistance. That's why I believe that most people, when we break 4,000, whenever that happens, they're going to have their eyes immediately on 6150. And of course, we also have, if you want to talk about a trouble range zone, if you want to talk about the liquidity area, and then obviously the weekly closing candle basis of resistance, you actually have the zone between 5750 and 6100 if you just want to round down and reduce it to its simplest elements. But I believe that we will have a trouble zone around 4624. Now, I have seen other analysts talk about this area. Not so much, though. Only a few people have been talking about the level of 4624. And I think that's how you can delineate a higher time frame approach to technical analysis and a reliance on lower time frames and momentum to guide your trades, which I do not believe is the approach that you should be taking. You should be starting your analysis on the weekly. You should be refining your analysis on the daily. And my personal approach is to zoom down into the 3-hour chart to identify current intraday timeframes are structures that I do want to trade off of, either breakouts or breakdowns, and then I go to the 15-minute chart to wait for timing. It's quite simple when you reduce it to its simplest elements. So let's go down and talk about let's go back down and talk about what we're dealing with right now. So we are looking for a bullish sign here, and that is for the weekly to trade above the open of our previous bullish candle, okay? Or excuse me, above the close of our previous bullish candle, all right? So if we take time transformation off, we can see that our previous weekly candle was quite bullish. Nice reaction off that level of support that we had delineated right here. But again, in the interest of taking as many lines off my chart as possible and making it as simple as possible to follow my technical analysis so that individuals can actually gain guidance from it, I'm just going to simplify it to its simplest element. So we are looking at a current level of resistance coming in around $36.48, $50 above price. Now, obviously, price is looking very bullish right now. I don't think that there's any other option on the table right now but to be bullish or to be in a long position. I know a lot of individuals are attempting to short the market. One thing that you learn very quickly in cryptocurrency is that you do not short local highs, and you do not buy all-time lows, especially in altcoins. Anyways, you wait until confirmation. So for those of you who want to be very cautious, you can wait. And when we get down to the daily chart, we'll talk about this a little bit more. But you can wait until the daily does close above 36.48. The next critical level of resistance, now going down to the daily chart that we are looking at intercepting, of course, is the resistance downtrend, all right? The trend line that has been governing price for a significant amount of time, that does have confluence as well. Excuse me. If you want to use the 55 exponential moving average actually as your first area of trouble, that is actually the area that is governing price currently. Now, I do think that after a double tap on that, I mean, there's two ways to look at this. The first way is that you're going to respect the 55 exponential moving average as resistance because it has suppressed price for a significant amount of time. The last time that we did poke our heads above was back in November. And that was just a brief surge on natural volume. And that was really the most opportune entry for the decline. Although typically you would have waited for the confirmation and entered somewhere on this candle on the lower time frames. There's just really no other way you could have done it. However, there were many indications looking at bearish Heikin-Ashi trend to be entering into a short at these levels right there. Again, when you get that kind of price contraction at the bottom of the range, typically not a bad idea to be on the winning side of the market. Now, all right. Got a lot to cover, man, so I don't want to get distracted. So I just want to make sure I keep us on the clear and easy. So let us make no mistake, guys. We have not broken out, even though I'm feeling quite bullish at the moment, even though there are all the technical signs point to higher price actuation here, or excuse me, higher valuation. We do have to be cautious, and we do have to realize that overall the current trend is still overall bearish. We have not made a higher daily high. We continue to remain in this range-bound market. Volume is not what it should be. Again, I mean, even look at this whack-a-noodle candle. I mean, we had an extreme spike up, extreme spike down. It looks like we are recovering from that, and we are buying back into that level right there. You know what? I'll even allow all those emojis, man. Thank you, Best Trader. But we do need to be cautious, man. We have many, many, many dangerous levels of resistance above us, beginning with the 55 exponential moving average. That currently is coming in at 3690. We have our resistance trend line. I would expect us to be coming into contact with that around 3800, so I would front run that at 3780. We have a trouble spot right here on the daily, actually, at 39. To be quite clear, what that is actually the range of resistance, the range of local resistance. So we had talked about the current level of resistance being the weekly equilibrium block, which is where we have a strong weekly trend. We put in a pause in momentum, so we actually have a bullish weekly candle right here, although my bars are being repainted, so it's not being reflected. And if I just turn off my indicator, you can see where we actually have a bullish weekly candle. So this is an area of the market where the bulls sense weakness in the bears' price action, moving price to the downside. Because until this point, the bulls are just running train on the bullish agenda. The bears are just running train on the bullish agenda, doing absolutely what they want to do in full control of the market, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. And this is even not exactly what you want to see. But a spinning top doji, price continues to move further to the downside, comes back up to retest on 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then reverses to the downside, finds support right here at this liquidity zone, and then moves back to the upside. So when we're talking about a range of resistance, we are talking about the range between 3930 and 4096 on a higher time frame basis. Now, I still believe that when we get back into this zone, the technical move is to sell, man. The technical move is to sell. That would be the that would be the fourth test, or depending on if you want to consider this a test, or after the rejection, or if you want to consider this the beginning of the test. Although I have drawn the trend line from the beginning. The current move is still to sell it. The current move is still to sell that resistance block until you actually get a confirmation of the breakout. Now, the nice thing about this is that you don't just blindly sell into resistance, in my opinion. Yes, you might miss a wick, but you're also going to prevent yourself and protect yourself from being a trap short in the case that price does break to the upside. Because once price breaks to the upside and just bursts through resistance, which is what price does when it does break resistance, then you become a trap short, and you have to worry about yourself being extremely underwater as price continues to accelerate to the upside. As price returns to closer to your break-even level, if you were just blindly shorting the $4,000 level, you're going to be covering your short, i.e. going market long, and you're going to be adding fuel to the long fire, guys. So the play is clearly to approach your long positions, which I think is the play on the table right now. To approach your long positions with trepidation and caution, and to be aware of the resistance above you and be prepared to switch directions at any time. Now, currently, my current strategy is to be in a long position. I'm playing Ethereum to the long side, actually, so I find no reason to be doubly exposed. I'll take the higher risk to reward, so I'm long on Ethereum USD. I don't actually have an active XBT position. There's no reason to have an active XBT position and Ethereum simultaneously. You shouldn't have multiple correlated assets going at the same time. It doesn't make any sense. Sorry, but let's continue with XBT. Continue on the daily chart. So just be very tentative, be very cautious. Make sure you're trailing your stops. Make sure that you're locking in profit. Make sure that you're looking for opportunities to take profit and just trail your stops, man. Be protected. There's no reason for you to lose money by trying to bash your head or to not savvily execute your trades in this market. So let's go down to the 3-hour chart after we've analyzed the daily. We do have a clear break in market structure right here. We actually, as I talked about yesterday, had that break in market structure on this candle where we did actually open and close above the, I think I've plotted out quite, and again, this may look whack-a-noodle to you, but I've been able to successfully trade off this structure. Again, if you go back and look, I've traded pitchfork chart patterns. Pitchfork chart patterns are one of the few chart patterns that I do enjoy. I think they give you very clear visualization of what's occurring in the market, and I actually prefer to draw my pitchforks by hand. So this is drawn on the 3-hour chart, refined on the 1-hour chart. And is it a perfect representation? Is it perfectly symmetrical? No, but neither is price. So you want to draw a structure that congrues to what price is actually showing you. But yes, we do have a clear break in market structure. Again, that occurred regardless of how you want to view it. I talked about the break in market structure last night when we did have a 3-hour candle in my analysis that opened and closed above the resistance trend line right here. We had full confirmation on this candle right here. And I said, once this happened, I said this last night, I said, once this happens, all pullbacks are for buying. All dips now become for buying. Why? Because we've had a break in market structure to the upside. That break in market structure actually began, if you look very closely, right here on this candle right here, where we actually open and close a 3-hour candle above the midline of the pitchfork structure. But you are waiting for confirmation. If you're being tentative, which I was, you actually wait for the candle to open and close above the resistance trend line as well, which we got confirmation of here. And if you were still waiting, right here. And that would have given you a very excellent opportunity to get in for the pump last night. And again, I know a lot of individuals tried to short this. Of course, that was a great scalp short, but trying to hold that position open and expecting a break to the downside was the wrong move. It was the wrong move. It was the right move. It was a gamble. Taking a short in this structure is wrong. You don't trade against the trend unless you're being very savvy or you have automation that is helping you do this. But yes, anybody that was able to short that wick did it absolutely fantastic. But those who tried to hold their short open, I'm sorry, guys, it just didn't work out for you. You should have got indications to be out of your short once you saw the price was being supported on a closing basis by the 55 3-hour exponential moving average, by the midline of the pitchfork structure. And again, now we've broken to the upside. And this is actually, I believe, the sustained movement. As I said, as I commonly say, trading on the weekends, trading on Friday evenings, Saturday evenings is very, very dangerous because there's not a lot of institutional order flow in the markets to make movements very sustainable. You have a lot of barting, you have a lot of volatile movements up, followed by quick crashes down. You have Darth Maul candles. There's just not a lot of institutional order flow or big pocket traders to really move the market around for a significant position. Last night was one of those few exceptions. So Sunday, as I talked about, we are beginning the really true beginning of the weekly session. CME futures opening, everything. Everything is falling into place. Everything is falling into place quite nicely. I don't see any indication why this would be a trade to the upside. I'm not looking to short this. My current strategy right now, and if I were in an XBT position, which I'm not, I'm using the correlated F position because there's more risk to reward there. It's more volatile. My current position would be if the 3-hour candle closes below the 55 exponential moving average and reverses, I would be out of a long position. But I would wait. My current strategy is to wait until we actually open and close a candle below 3,500 is the area that I'm looking to enter into a short position. If we do open and close a candle below 3,500, then I will have to go with the market structure and I will be looking for further downside targets. I do believe there are a couple areas that you can look to take profit or look to reduce risk on your short position. Ideally, if this does fail, if this rally to the upside does fail, which I know it eventually will, or not know, excuse me, let me refrain from terms like that. But I believe that just based off the technicals, the logical scenario is to sell into the region of 3,900, 4,000. That's still, until we break through that level, that's still the logical reaction. Again, you want to be cautious and wait for confirmation before you just blindly sell or blindly buy an area, guys. There's plenty of time for a nice sustainable movement. You don't have to, here's the problem with cryptocurrency trading, man. Especially with BitMEX, man, there's so many wicks that people get really, really concerned and overly obsessed with day trading. And they're trying to get in on every little tiny movement. And that's just not the right way. Patience, calm, slow, patient trading, identify the key areas of support and resistance on the higher time frames, on the weekly, on the 3-day, on the daily. Look to develop a strategy that incorporates likely price behavior around those levels. Key level of resistance, look for confirmation to sell into that area. Again, I develop my chart patterns. I develop my analysis beginning on the weekly. I refine it on the daily. I go down to the 3-day to determine how I'm actually going to trade a structure. And then I go to the 15-minute chart to determine when to enter and exit, man. All right. Sorry, guys. I see the chat rolling like a beast, man. Let me finish with Bitcoin and I will address the chat, man. Sorry. There's I think if you are attempting to short this right now, you're gambling. You're gambling, guys. Now, do I have a crystal ball? No, I don't. But all I know is that from a technical perspective, there's no reason to be attempting to short this. I think you're going to get your face smashed in if you attempt to short this. You wait for confirmation. Whatever that confirmation might be, for me, the confirmation is going below 3,500. Plenty of opportunities to go below 3,500. What are downside targets below 3,500, excuse me? very clearly. We do have, and again, this has only had two touches, excuse me. So it's not a confirmed level of support. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about the pennant structure, but we do have an ascending trend line from the daily bottom to the local bottom right here. So we can look to see how that plays out. Again, if we do end up getting rejected from the resistance trend line, then my money would be on a retest of 3,100 and actually would not be blindly buying that region. I'm sorry, guys. I would be actually looking to hold a short until we test 29.39, 29.40, which is the liquidity zone. I'd be very interested to see if there are buyers below that area. If there are not buyers below that area, guys, I don't see anything holding up price until 23, excuse me. I have 23.91 on here as a weekly bottom. But actually the level that I have my eyes on is 23.31. That's the 88.6 Fibonacci retracement. So in the zone of 2,300 to 2,000, potentially with even a wick down to 1924, which is a weekly bottom basis. And I don't really want to talk about apocalyptic levels like that until we get down there, because we have other areas where buyers are likely to be. Buyers are likely to be below 3,100. Buyers are likely to be below 2,900 as well. Just based on liquidity zones for the market. So no overly apocalyptic scenarios yet, guys, but I do think that Bitcoin will see a stab below 3,000. This is just bullish for the moment. All right, guys, so let me, man, a lot of chat, guys. Thank you so much. All right. Is the Ethereum fork causing the pump today? No, the chart, well, excuse me, in my personal opinion, news does not move the markets. Technical traders move the markets, and news follows along. I don't see any. Again, that's just my personal approach to trading the markets. I don't look for correlation and causation through news elements. I don't think that that's the correct approach to understanding price action. I'm a technical trader, so I believe firmly with the saying that if you show me the chart, I'll tell you what the news is, whether it's positive or negative. I think that traders move the markets, and I think that individuals who attempt to react to the news are always going to be on the losing side of the trade, because by the time a news story becomes public, traders have already made their move and moved the market, and you're either going to be getting in extremely late, meaning your risk to reward ratio is going to be very skewed and unacceptable, or you're going to be looking to buy in. Again, what is news? News is circulated information for the masses. All right. Control over information is the key. So if you are logging on to CCN or whatever news outlet that you guys prefer to use, and you're seeing some kind of news that is attempting to predict the motion of the market, or you think that this news event will affect the price, remember that traders are already aware of that before you see that news article, and they've already moved the market. So you're getting in late. And if you're looking to buy off bullish news, you're going to be buying in when traders who have already made their move are already in profit and looking to sell. So you're going to be buying the tops. You're going to be shorting the bottoms if you rely on news to predict your trading movements. Keep in mind that if you actually do have insider information or exclusive knowledge about how an asset will move, that's illegal. So, and that knowledge, that illegal knowledge, is not going to be on the headlines or on the front page of CCN. Thanks, Scott. When Sasquatch coin? Suheeb Khan, new to this. I've just bought Ethereum. Right on, man. Yes, I think the bulls are back in town. Do I think Ethereum or BNB will drop at all? Trying to get some long-term positions in each. You know, I talked about BNB yesterday. Let's just take a quick glance. I felt bullish on it yesterday. Did not feel the need to be in a long position on BNB for very simple justifications. If we go take a look at the BNB chart, weekly time frame, we are at an all-time high, putting in a Darth Maul candle and indecision doji. Not a sign of strength for me. I would like to see how the weekly candle reacts. Just listen, guys. The classical move here, the correct, in my opinion, technical move, is to sell into this region. I mean, you're at the all-time high. You're at ultimate resistance. If I could short BNB, I would wait for a bearish rejection. I would wait for the bearish weekly Heikinashi. So, for example, again, let's just simply turn off my indicator, and let's look at Heikinashi. What does Heikinashi tell us? That we still have a bullish weekly trend, but we're our weekly time frame analysis would let us know that we are close to a significant level of resistance, the all-time high, where we want to be paused in the market, where we want to be paused in the market. Because should we break to the upside, then I will do this for the purposes of, let's put on regular candlesticks, excuse me. So what we're going to have to do is when you're looking at what are your price targets above all-time highs, you don't have any metric that you can rely on except for Fibonacci. So a couple important ways that we can do this. Obviously, we can just throw on negatives of all our big ones. We can look for an equilibrium swing. Or we can use our classical negative 1.272, negative 1.414. We do get a lot of price targets with that approach. But clearly, obviously, your important ones are going to be your negative 382, your negative 0.5, your negative 618. So this range right here. And it all depends on your approach to Fibonacci. I hear so many people say that, oh, that's not how you do Fibonacci retracements. Dude, I can tell you, dude, as somebody who's been doing this for a long time, I know people who trade off the 236 and the 618. I know people who trade off the 618 and the 786. I know people who only trade equilibrium slings, for example. ICT, Intercontinental Trader, and honestly, one of the best traders out there in the space for Forex. He uses equilibrium swings, and I don't want to misrepresent ICT like I know exactly what his strategies are. I don't, but that is a concept that he popularized. I know a lot of people that only trade off, negative 1.618 or negative 1.414s. It's all in what works for you and what strategy you find works best for your approach to the market. There's no right or wrong way to trade. The only thing that matters if it congrues with your lifestyle, with your time frame, with your risk appetite, and if it's profitable. Look, if you got a strategy that's profitable and you counter trade me all the time, that's cool because I know that my strategy is profitable. And in this, it's not a big dick swinging around who's better than another person, man. There's plenty of meat in this space for everybody. It's not necessarily a zero-sum game. But anyways, yeah, I mean, the correct technical move right now is to sell the top of the market until you get confirmation that we are breaking above all-time high resistance. So all-time high resistance for me is 0.0025746. You can round up or round down however you'd like to. A daily open and close above that level, then you're trend following. And again, you don't want to just blindly sell this area either. It is technically the correct thing to do and what I did, but if you want to be more cautious and do proper trend following strategies, well, you've got something like your daily 21 exponential moving average, and you're in the market until your daily closes below that. You're in the market until, for example, your daily Heikin-Ashi turned red. So that's a popular trend trading strategy. You're in the market when the daily Heikin-Ashi turns green and you're above your daily 21 exponential moving average. That's a strategy of mine. And you're out when the daily Heikin-Ashi turns red. It's pretty simple, guys. This would have had you in the market here and out there. All right. So you would have caught the majority of this, as well as you could have bought the breakout of the daily time frame. Would have put you in for this trade right here, would have given you a 10% trade. You would have bought the breakout of the daily time frame, would have given you another 10% trade. So currently right now, if we look at the daily time frames, price is forming a little bit, and if we actually can see this a little bit better on the 3-hour chart for BNB, price is forming a nice little, I don't know what you'd call that, but I definitely see the pattern. The name of the pattern doesn't matter. All we're seeing is price contraction, a symmetrical price contraction. So as we near the apex of this triangle, we look for price actualization, either the upside or the downside. If I had to trade my opinion, I would expect to see a more significant pullback. What are our important critical levels of support? I seem to have put many lines on this chart, unfortunately. So let's go to the daily time frame so I can wheedle out what's important because I didn't label these. I'm sorry. Weekly time frame, actually. So these green lines are less important. These green lines are less important intraday timeframes. We have our very important level, solid lines. We have our very local, I would say local support, the level that needs to hold for any bullish behavior to occur. That's 40% below us. That's 0.0014629. That would be an area we're looking to buy. Should price go below that, that's actually below your 21 exponential moving average. The next level of very important support is obviously down near the bottom at 0.007197. Going down to the daily time frames. You have an important level of support and resistance here. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Breakthrough right here. Your next logical level that price would touch would be 002. Keeping your eyes on that area right here. If we were to see a retrace, that's probably a 50% retrace of this bullish behavior after a parabolic movement. You often see a 50% retrace. And I would say that the level to be out of the market for me would be this support line right here at 23750. If we go to the 3-hour chart, we can actually see that a little bit clearly. We can see that clearly here. Right here. Local support. And actually, I talked about this level last night. If we go down to the 15-minute chart, I believe. Yes. Nothing that made me want to be overly bullish. I was talking about this descending triangle pattern. Price did break to the downside. Put in a little bit of a W bottom. We'll see how price reacts to the resistance trend line right here that was formed on the higher time frames. So yeah, nothing. You could take the bullish trade from here to here. You're talking about maybe a 1 to 2% trade. Did not work out too well. We're back down to support. We'll see how it holds. But overall, higher time frames, very difficult for me to be bullish on BNB. Obviously, I mean, this. Why would you be? Why would you be greedy? I mean, you're talking about 100%. You're talking about 100% run, man. Just wait. Be patient, dude. Are we gonna pull back and have a healthy pullback, which would be good to see? I mean, 40-50% pullback after 100% run would be healthy to see. Any kind of massive price expansion above this would be extremely unhealthy to see, honestly. You want to have a nice, healthy pullback after a beautiful run like that, man. Be patient, man. Oh. Wally makes a great point. If you like a currency that is used as a base on popular exchanges, you can buy some, then use a bot to increase that base by trading other alts with conservative slow movements. Correct, sir. Hey, what's going on? Shiz just got real. Good to see you, my friend. Question, how is Ethereum, since if Bitcoin crashes, wouldn't it also crash? Yeah. Yeah, how I made makes a great point. Yeah, Bitcoin isn't crashing right now. Just sold my car to buy Bitcoin. Alex Alexander says, please Bitcoin go down to the 200 weekly so I can go long. PUBG sucks. Any ideas on how we can DDoS their website and use it as a mining rig? Oh shit, dude, that's funny. What happens if someone adds 14,000 to Bitcoin from USD? Would it go up? No, I'm just asking for down the road when I get rich if I do. No, I mean, depends on how thin the order book is and on what exchange you're doing. Hey, Aesop, good to see you, man. Yeah, I still don't think that's enough money to significantly move the market. 14,000. I mean, that's a pretty common daily occurrence on BitMEX. Talking about hundreds of millions. Jimmy James asks, when do you guys think that cryptocurrency will be a part of culture like the internet or eBay is today? When mass adoption occurs, man. That sounds like a BS answer. I think it's going to take time, man. 5 to 10 years, at least. Peter Piped Her says, didn't you say yesterday that you were short Ethereum? What are your positions on SERP and Tron? No, I did not, because I was not in a short Ethereum trade yesterday. I was short on XBT. Still had about 50% of my position open, and I closed that out. Actually, I talked about that on the stream. Mitch Egger says, thoughts on Substratum. I've been following them, and they seem legit, and the problem of net neutrality is real. No, yes, I know they just got delisted from BNB, but I think they will get brought back. No, man. See, they have a great project that is terribly mismanaged, dude. Their ICO funds are missing. And again, I don't want to be very controversial here, but there's just a lot of evidence and research that point to the fact that they have completely bungled and mismanaged their funds. Their CEO and founder, Justin Tab, he's a felon. He's been convicted of burglary multiple times, battery, possession of cannabis, which whatever, that's not a big deal. Cannabis should be legal. But yeah, he doesn't inspire a lot of faith. If you go back and watch some of his presentations on Substratum, he blatantly admits to being involved with pump and dump groups. Yeah, I like the idea of Substratum. Conceptually, it's fine, dude, but it's been mismanaged into the ground, like literally into the ground. Right after the ICO, Justin Tab bought a $400,000 house. All the ICO funds are missing. Substratum has done their best to scrub from the internet the fact that the weekly bottom on Bitcoin that I was talking about back in 2017. That's when they publicly posted that they were going to start shorting the market, that they hired a professional trader and they were going to start trading their ICO funds and look to short the market on BitMEX. By the way, that's illegal. Using ICO funds to trade is illegal. So however you want to slice it, man, like Substratum sounds like a great project and I don't want to cause a lot of controversy here. You know, I know that people get very, very, intimately tied to their investments, which again, as a trader, you should never do. I don't really care, except for Bitcoin, man. I don't really care whether I'm trading ABC, XYZ or DDX coin. It's just charts, potentialities, probabilities. That's all it is, man. Let's keep our eye on Bitcoin here, guys. Local top. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Substratum is a great project, but they've been mismanaged into the ground. Their ICO funds are missing. And again, there's kind of a rule, man, in cryptocurrency that if you're part of the core team, you don't tweet about the price, dude. You don't talk about the price, which Justin Tab has done multiple times. Bob Miner says, "Sup, bro? Can you go over your service quickly and what it offers?" Yeah, sure, man. All the information is at premium.krakencryptocurrency.com, but you get access to all the signals and setups from myself, the other traders and analysts at Kraken Cryptocurrency, Shortwick, and as well as, sorry, a little distracted. I was thinking about Substratum and some of the material that I was watching last night. You get access to my webinar series. You get access to our database resource library. You get access to our members lounge and our VIP day trading voice chat channel. We add new stuff all the time. Let's see here. You get access to our proprietary indicators. Thank your government for printing off money like it's nobody's business. Is that right, man? Yeah, I definitely listen. I think net neutrality is a significant problem, but again, Substratum would be a great project. Listen, if Justin Tab stepped down as CEO of the project and hired a competent CEO to run the project, great. I could be on board with that. Maybe it could come back. But Substratum is what, 98.5% down from its all-time high, and that's not the fucking bear market's fault, dude. You know, if it was just the bear market's fault, I mean, look at BNB. You know, look at other coins that are up. You know, like Substratum is down due to poor management, man. Again, I'd be cool, man. I would be willing to support it because I'm for supporting the crypto community. All they got to do is Justin Tab has to step down as CEO. He can still own the company. That's fine. But you got to hire a competent CEO who can run your business, man. Got to. Hey, thanks so much for the $5, bro. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the support. Man, I'm super thirsty tonight. 5:52. All right, almost. Okay. Yeah, overall, Jimmy, I do. I do think that's likely. Parabolica. Hey, thanks, Frank Einstein. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, Brave browser is what I use, man. It's the shiz. Hey, thanks, Root Duck. I appreciate that, bro. Danimus Crypto. Hey, good to see you, man. Can I look at Monero? Yeah, sure, man. What are the pump targets for good take profits? Well, again, I can't advise you. I don't know what your entry is, what your time frame is, what your position is, but just from a higher time frame structure, man, it's pretty clear to see where we got where you would want to be potentially looking at take profit. Scalp targets, I'd be looking at 36.48 and the 55 exponential moving average. Longer term targets, assuming that we don't get price reversal and that this movement does get bought up into throughout the week, is going to be your resistance trend line, 39.30 and 40.96. Now, the other approach to this is to not long in a bear market. One classical approach to this is to say, look, price is in a downtrend. We're having price contraction. I'm not going long. I don't care. I'm only looking for opportunities to short. And until we break 40.96, I'm not looking to long. Totally fine. Totally valid approach, man. David Wetherill, how often do I do live streams? Every day, man. Monday through Friday, 12 to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Saturday and Sunday, 5 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm thinking because, we've been in talks with syndication with other platforms. I was thinking about maybe going to an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening, Monday through Friday, and just doing the evening shows on Saturday and Sunday, or maybe even taking Sunday off because, it'd be nice to spend some more time with my family, guys. But anyways, I love doing this. So, but we'll see, guys. Yeah, we're always here, man. We're always here. And no, we started off way back in the day on Telegram, but we're on Discord, man. It just offers us way better services. Discord Nitro. Do I think ONG will pump since it got listed on Binance? I have no particular opinion on that. I don't even know anything about ONG, to be quite honest with you. But there's not a lot of hype around it. Typically, if there's a lot of hype around a coin, it will pump eventually. Look at BTT, but who wouldn't have expected that to pump? That thing did 5x in like 3 minutes. Speaking of which, let's look at. I just looked at BTT. This is my $1 bet with Mal. Oh shoot! Back that up. Back that up. All right, we're about to see, bro. Mal, we're about to see. Is this a test of resistance or a potential breakout? Still keeping my eyes on 1918, where I'd like to get in. And I won't be in BTT until we break the resistance trend line right there. Probably look to double my position if we close above 30 sats. If we do end up going to the moon target's up here at 54 sats, man. So the original trade, guys, again, the initial entry, 22 to 19 was the signal that I posted in the group. Ended up moving most of my buy orders down to 19. Meh, whatever. That's my personal preference. I think we can get down there. But yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I already did 50% on that trade. Salt was delisted from Binance also. Could you comment on that project? Much appreciated. I haven't done the research on Salt as I've done on Substratum. I've actually looked pretty deep into Substratum. So I don't think I'm qualified to talk about Salt just yet. I know it's a lending platform, I'm not talking BitConnect lending platform. I mean, I know what Salt is and I know what they do. But I haven't done the deep dive to where I would feel comfortable talking about their management or the CEO or anything like that. So, what happened with the back ETF? It got delayed. It got pushed back fairly significantly. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. Let me put this right in front of my face. Right in front of my face. Light Yagami says crypto is basically the best way to make your hair fall out and or turn gray, man. What do you think? Why do you think I'm bald, bro? Oh, my dear Lord Jesus, why is the chat stretching all the way down to my face? I just noticed that. Why did nobody tell me? God, I bet you told me. I think it's time to take a short ETH scalp. It could be. We already hit all my take profit targets. Be a bad idea. So this is the blue line. That's the measured move from the symmetrical triangle. Don't really have a significant level of resistance on the higher time frames until 155.65 and 162, which again is the area to sell into. You know, I don't really feel like putting on a short right here. Unless it was a scalp. I mean, you never know when a scalp is going to develop into a long-term swing trade, but yeah, I mean, I'm cool on missing the party, man. That's like an 8% trade to the downside, so a lot of opportunity there, man. A lot of opportunity. And I don't fault anybody looking to make that trade. But for me personally, I'm going to take the same approach with Ethereum that I'm going to take with Bitcoin. As long as we've broken out of the symmetrical triangle to the upside, the chart looks very clean. I don't see any significant higher time frame resistance until we get up here into our resistance block right here. There's no, you know, let's see, because I've done this a few times and I don't think it's valid. I just really don't. Yeah, I mean, just the same thing. This doesn't really give us resistance until maybe slightly before then. So if you looked at if we were to extend that trend line, just do it like this. We'll just extend the trend line to the right. All right. So where would we be running into connection with that trend line? Potentially right here. Potentially right here, the low zone, the liquidity zone of our previous low area of, you know, just this zone right here, as you guys can see, where we had, sorry guys, right here. You can see the connection where we would most likely run into that. It's still around like 148. So as long as we're above this symmetrical triangle on the higher time frames, you know, I have to be looking for longs. I have to assume that pullbacks are opportunities to short, that are opportunities to buy until proven otherwise in the market. So risk is reduced for me about 50%. My stop loss is going to be right here. My stop loss is at take profit 1. So if price does reverse from here, then I'll be out of the trade. It's cool. But that's typically how I do things. Look to reduce risk, lock in profit, set my stop there, and then I'll reevaluate. But pretty much I have to kind of wait and see, you know, what the institutional overflow is going to be for the week. So anyways, I don't think I'm going to. But yeah, that would give us a target right around 146.74. So that trade's off the table. Yeah, as long as we're above, man, pullbacks are for buying. Now, should we go down below 118, close below 118, then just with the same vein as Bitcoin, I'll be in a positional short. Probably set my stop loss at 123 right here. And then looking at reducing risk at 100, and ultimately looking at further downside targets of a touch of the early low at 80.60. No other way to look at it, man. Further downside targets, we have to go to the further downside targets, but looking at those, you know, more apocalyptic levels with Bitcoin. Obviously, you're just using round numbers at this point: 70, 60, 50. I think the critical area for me is between 55 and 65. I think we could see. I think we most likely will see double-digit Ethereum before we end up breaking resistance. But it all depends on what happens when we get into the zone right here, guys. Any users? Oh shoot, I gotta gotta fix this friggin' restream chat, man. I'm gonna have to make multiple ones, man. I'm gonna have to make multiple ones. Oh, I guess I'm just the deal. Well, I guess I'm not going back to the. I guess I'm not going back to the. Yeah, good. Okay, cool. I fixed that. That way, that thing's not all over my face. All right, let's take a quick pause, guys. A pause for the cause, and give a shout out. Give a shout out to the new subs, man. Soheeb Khan, Jimmy James, Robert Goudreau. The city is my New York. Sulta. I'm not going to do that last name, man. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. Robert Sachs, thank you so much, guys, for the subscriptions on YouTube. I highly appreciate the support. Welcome to the community, man. Glad to see you guys. Going over to Twitch. Oh, sorry, we're not broadcasting on Twitch tonight. Sorry about that, guys. Not broadcasting on Twitch tonight. And Challen, CT Allen, 23. Thanks so much for the sub on YouTube as well, man. We're not going to forget about you. Not a bad short signal for one of my traders right there. Nice little scalp, just as I talked about. And we'll see how price reacts to the retest of support right there. Hey, thanks, Parrot Minded. All right, good. Yes. Yes, do what I tell you to, Ripple. Down to the downside. It's my new strategy tester for my indicator. It's really a wicked mistress, guys. Like getting this to accrue accurately to slippage, to market entry and exit because it's going to be automated. It's been a joy and a wonder. It's been a joy and a wonder. Actually, these settings are a little off because I was playing with it last night. But anyways, you guys see the point. I didn't take this. Get on down, Ripple. Love having those correlated trades, man. Hoo-hoo. Careful, careful. All right, let's, sorry guys. Distracted, man. What do I think of BCO? Don't know anything about it, man. Sorry about that. Plenty of time with my family when I'm 45. Yeah, something like that. Not live in the evening. Bad for Europe, man. What time frame is your screen? This is the 15-minute that I'm looking at. Sorry, I think I'm a little bit behind. What do I think about 10x? Kind of the same thing that I said about salt, man. I haven't really done enough research to validate giving an honest opinion on that. Generally, in my personal opinion, I got a team of analysts that I work with. And there's a lot of stuff that we've dived into, that we've made videos about, that I've talked about, blatant scams that I try to keep people away from. Those are the things that I tend to identify and talk about a lot. For the most part, again, I'm a trader, guys, so I'm not, I don't get emotionally invested in any altcoin. I don't get married into any one project or another. There are a lot out there that seem really cool. I'm friends with a lot of cryptocurrency developers. Again, we have proud supporters of the show. Coins that you guys probably haven't heard of very much, but fantastic projects, fantastic people. If you have an honest project and you have an honest team, and you're not trying to pump your price, and you're not just concerned with your price, and you're concerned with the community and building community, and you want to come on the show, I have no problem supporting the community, man. Great projects like X42, Spectre Security Coin, MMO Coin. I mean, those guys are fantastic and have great projects. And the price doesn't matter. There's an aspect of cryptocurrency that is about supporting the community. But as a trader, when it comes down to I'm kind of looking at some of these bigger coins, I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make. They try to approach cryptocurrency with an investor's thesis. And the reality of the situation is, in a market as nascent as this, all you're doing is throwing you're blindfolding yourself and throwing darts at a board. You have no idea. You have no idea what altcoin or what cryptocurrency is going to be successful. So I have to default to what I firmly believe in, which is Bitcoin. I know that Bitcoin does what it's supposed to do well, better than anything else. I know that there is no good competition for Bitcoin yet at this point in time, either from a social aspect or from a technological aspect or from a security aspect. It just doesn't exist, guys. There are other coins out there that purport to be great, cool innovations, and I'm actually excited by some projects out there. But am I excited enough to become an investor until I get clear signs of, this is going to take off? No, not really. Again, that's just not my approach to the market, man. I'm a trader. I think that you're going to make a lot more money, in my personal opinion, trading swings than buying and holding every time. Oh, my time frame for the BTT, that was the 3-hour chart, my dude. That's just my personal preference. I design on the weekly, refine on the daily, trade off the 3-hour, enter on the 15-minute. That's my personal approach to the market. 122.50 Spa Pau. Hopefully I said that right. I apologize, man, if I slaughtered your last name. I agree with that, Patrick O'Byrne. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing when we're talking about, portfolio management, man. You're talking about risk on investments. Yeah, you're talking about 1% of your portfolio is for speculative investments. 1% of your portfolio. Now, you can be like really aggressive and say 5 or 10%, but that means that out of your whatever your portfolio is allotted to cryptocurrency, you're talking about only only one, in my opinion, only 1 to 5% of that is to be allocated to these low sat or other altcoins that are you hit the nail on the head, that are outside of the top 20. Erica Louise Lopez Burmill. I've been in this market since 2013. Shit happens every time. You're damn right. Weak hands will get wrecked. If you are in just for the money, you'll probably empty your bags before the bull run. It's a possibility. It's a potential. I know as a trader, I've missed movements, but overall, I find that my approach, again, that's just my approach, man. I don't really think that the buy and hold until it pumps, I don't really think that that's a logical, repeatable, sustainable investment thesis, man. That is gambling. And I prefer not to gamble. Am I going to, I don't know, am I going to catch every trade? Nope, can't catch every trade. But overall, I've been doing this for quite a while, man, and works for me. And again, weak hands, strong hands, all that aside, nobody who held onto their Bitcoin or their altcoins after January 2018, for example, did better than me in the market. Just flat out. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best trader in the world. I mean, I know traders who are better than me. That's fine. I know that I have a profitable strategy and that what I do works for me. But what I do know is that anybody who bought and hold has not been able to match my returns statistically. I mean, it's just impossible because I didn't take a 90% loss. Smart crypto bot. Hey man, Lun's gonna pump. I got to start listening to your entries, man. Let's check out Lun. All in. Patriot Minded. That is a really fancy name. I think that's Hindi. I'm sorry I can't pronounce it. Joe Ackermans and Michael E. Thanks so much for the subs on YouTube. So Lun's gonna pump, you say? More than it already has? Higher time frame analysis. What do we got going on here? Yeah, we got the daily breaker right here. This I already charted this out. Daily breaker right here. Support, resistance, 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 resistance. Nice bullish movement up. Pull back to the 886 and the 786. I don't know, man. We got that smart crypto bot, so it's looking at metrics. Because I don't have, like, for example, the order book up. I'm not looking at the order volume. I mean, the order book looks pretty bullish. What would be my metrics for a trade? Well, nice W bottom pattern off the bottom here. I don't really feel like managing risk here, but you might get wicked out otherwise. So you've had a low, slightly higher low. Let's see what time transformation is telling us. Anything? Looking for divergence. The hidden bearish divergence there. Daily Fisher crossing above the 0, which is a positive sign. So typically when you trade a W pattern, you buy the daily breakout right here. Buy the daily breakout right there and your stop loss. So that's going to be cyan, sorry. Cyan, trade initiation, and your stop loss goes below your lowest level of support, which would actually technically be here, but... All right, let's go another 3 hour now that we've established a slightly daily structure here. We have support, we have a stop loss, we have price interacting, but failing to give us confirmation of a real breakout. Again, we have to convincingly close above with follow through. We close above and immediately reject. But we can watch the 15-minute time frame. We got the sell signal right there. And bearish divergence on the 15-minute chart right there. So we're coming back into that buy zone right here. This is a likely area for price initiation, this zone right here, because we did have consolidation right here. So if you're right, and the volume is there, and this is the one that's going to happen, this is the one coin to pump above them all. Really, the confirmation that you're looking for is since we've plotted daily resistance right here, you would have taken the trade on this candle, actually technically on breakout strategy, because you're waiting for 3 15-minute candles to close bullishly above the trend line. You get that nice pullback, and you're in for a nice 10% trade. I mean, boom. Get that regular divergence printed for you right at the top with unnatural volume using my indicator. That is an indication to be out of the trade. Now you're back down the exact same percent that you've actualized. I don't know. Looking for another run up? Could be. Same metric, man. 3 15-minute candles above your resistance line that was formed on your daily time frame. And you're in, I would say, in this case, with most likely a 3% trailing stop. Or you can be aggressive and just set your stop loss where it should be, and you're looking for a swing trade. But on altcoins like this, oh, there's your buy signal. Boom! There's your buy signal if you want to buy the oversold buy signal. I don't see unnatural volume to back it up, nor do I see divergence. Yeah, in fact, confluence. So I do have to wait now for a breakout confirmation above the 15 chart, or excuse me, above the daily time frame. So let's actually set an alert. Set an alert on that level. Back. Let's look at the alerts that I set earlier. CPT is doing that. Mr. Fork Chain to do something here. Go, baby. Not in the trade yet. Gotta, again, breakout trade. Gotta wait. Daily time frame structure. Time frame structures. Alrighty. Sorry, let's check in with XRP. Yes, go much lower, please. Yes. Oh, yes. You know, there's not a lot of information on the H19 chart that we can go off because we're so close to the session's bottom. But what we do have to noodle out is we're going to have to go look at something like XRP, BTC, and I talked about XRP Tether USD yesterday, guys. No trade yet, but XRP BTC, which is going to naturally move the Tether, the MEX pairing. Oh, this is chart. Probably gonna have to. One thing that I hate about TradingView, or at least I guess personally, it's not TradingView. It's how I do TradingView. Segregated windows, and each window saves a different session of the chart. Strategy. Start with the weekly time frame, which we've discussed ad nauseum, honestly. We'll ignore those for right now. But as I was saying, let's throw on CC EMA. I was really talking about getting that cheeky weekly buy. Here's our 21 exponential coming in that we would expect to get a bounce off, but price is looking like it's closing beneath. So I have to take the bearishness for now. Typically, I don't like to short the bottom of a movement. I don't like to short support, but been in a short for a while. So we'll expect that to hold up. 55 weekly exponential average coming in around, they're about 8,000, 8,050. So that's our next downside target. Below that, we're talking about 7,500. So it doesn't seem like a bad idea to be in my short. Now, overall, I'd like to be bullish on XRP, guys. You know, and we talked about this for a while, guys. You know, like people were giving me shit. People were giving me shit about being bearish, like after such a long time up here. But I mean, you just got to look at the trade, man. This was the only, unless you bought the overbought signal. Hold on, let me adjust. Things all whack-a-noodle right now. There we go. Sorry. Unless you adjust, you can see here that on your weekly time frame, you got a trade here on the weekly time frame. You got your first indication to buy here. You got regular bullish divergence right here. I mean, right on the candle that you should be getting into. Oh, there's QKC. Let's go. Ah, what are you doing? Flubbing it, man. Over here. Oh, nope, not yet. The wick. Gotta get a close. Gotta get a close. Gotta get a close. Anyways. What were we talking about before QKC freaked me out? We were talking about ZERP. Yeah, just higher time frame structure, man. Ignore these lines right here, but you know, I'd really like to be bullish. I do have an upside potential target eventually right here at 000, you know, 000-14219. But I don't think the opportunity is there yet, man. We're just on this nice descending scallop, and I have to get confirmation. I have to get confirmation of a bullish trade, man. We'll see if that happens, if we do get that nice bullish movement off the 21 weekly, but I don't see it yet. If we look at the weekly Fisher, we're almost oversold. We're almost oversold, but not quite. Daily gave us a little bit of bullish divergence right here, actually on the candle before it. So we actually had the entry. We could have actually bought the low without waiting for that that 2-day pump. We would have been in on all that. Coming back down on the daily chart, coming in the region of the 200 exponential moving average. Again, just below support, man. I can't take a bullish trade without confirmation, man. Rid of the EMA. Very simple. Yeah, looks like shit, man. This bulls have bought this region up once, twice, 3, 4 times. How many times? They bought it up before, right? Yeah, the bulls have bought this area once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I guess this is a little bit different region. Resistance, support, breaking support. I mean, on a higher time frame structure, dude, you don't have anything down to like 7,500. This is all just, this is nothing. Nothing here. There's nothing here to support price. And you can see price just zooms through it. There's no consolidation. There's no sideways. There's just zoom, zoom. So when you zoom up, you generally zoom down. Checking in with Mr. Ethereum. Hey, Kenneth Burmeister, by the way, didn't you win? I think you won, dude. Look here. You did. Kenneth, you won, dude. Hope you got that email, man. You won a free month of the premium trading group, my friend. Last 2 4-hour Bitcoin golden crosses gave us 10% and 30% bounces. How do you feel about longs at these levels if we do cross, which is probably the next 4-hour candle unless we dump now? I think that pullbacks are for buying, dude. I think that since we've broken market structure to the upside, I think I'm looking for long positions. You're looking for very tentative short scalps, honestly. And pullbacks are for buying, man. We just had a shift in market structure. Oh yeah, IOP, man. I got you, bro. Stormtrooper, what's going on, man? Good to see you, brother. Patriot Minded said, just subbed up, love the content. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for joining the community, man. I appreciate the support. Michael Lee, I appreciate the sub as well, my friend. Scott Bias asks, Justin, how much of a pullback to get long Ethereum at this point? Look, man, I think that significant pullbacks are for buying, man. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you, what will pull back. I think that, overall, I'm very, I'm feeling pretty bullish. I wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback. Hell, you could even see a pullback. You could even see a significant pullback. I mean, it's possible that we come in Monday morning and this gets sold back down for a better entry. It's possible that this reverses and we end up going down below 118. I think that if you're looking for a long, man, if I wasn't in position right now, what would I do? Well, I mean, the only logical thing to do is typically wait. You typically don't want to buy into a parabolic movement. You typically want to, you've got a critical area here around 128.90. That would be a pullback to support right here. You could by all rights see a pullback to 125. Those would be areas to keep your eye out for entry because those would be retests of resistance. I think the most likely one would be 128.90, but again, 125 is on the table. Or you can attempt to buy the breakout, which I mean, we're in the vicinity of. We talked about this higher time frame structure right here of 128.90. But buying into a parabolic movement gives you a problem of where to set your stop loss. I mean, do you set your stop loss here? Then if price does have a pullback, and you're still talking about a pullback, do you set your stop loss below support? Well, you can't fucking do that. The other way to do it is just, say that, like, for example, like here's the 3-hour time frame. Where's the daily? Where's the daily open? Okay, so the daily close, the daily high yesterday was 134.30. Again, a good strategy is if price trades above 134.30, you go in long. And in this case, I'd probably use maybe a 1 to 2% trailing stop. But again, man, ideally, what you do is you wait for a period of consolidation and you wait for a pullback. Wait for a pullback and a confirmed bounce back to the upside. Oh, did I ignore your question, man? Play icon. Yeah, so Zuhair, yeah, I'd be careful of longs now. I mean, if you want to be risky and aggressive and be a breakout trader, that's absolutely fine. But again, the breakout was right here, man. So when you're entering here, you have a problem of where to set your stop loss. So, technically, if you missed your entry, you wait. You don't try to chase a parabolic movement. Technically, if you missed your entry, you wait for a pullback or you wait for a consolidation. Because that's how you can get into a trade. So there's gonna be thousands of more trades, guys. This is not. This is not the. This is not the $10 million Ethereum, you know, bull pump that if you don't get in, like it will never pump again. No, dude, it's going to go up and it's going to go down and it's going to go sideways and up and down and sideways. You know, again, the reason that I wasn't targeting LTC for a long was because we already like drained like a vampire everything out of LTC. If you're looking for opportunities in the market right now, I mean, you know, Ripple looks like it's. You know, while I still do think that there's some pretty significant upside potentially here for Ethereum, you know, getting the right entry is a tricky mistress. You know, wait for a pullback, wait for some consolidation, because I do think it will happen. You could even, you know, I do think, let's go look at Tron. I do think that Tron might be situating itself to be a long, man. I'm not gonna lie. Been short on TRX for a long time, guys. Well, and by long time, I mean, you know, the beginning of, you know, the first week of October, or excuse me, February. Of course, I know times, I know things. But anyways, been short on TRX for quite a while. I did reduce 50% of my position right here on this candle when we broke out sideways. Not a very positive sign, and just kind of like wobbled around. I'll be out of my position. I'll be out of the rest of my position if we close above 662. I think if we close above 662 too as well, I think I'll probably look for a long position. This is kind of a situation in the market where if I could go long and short simultaneously, I would be putting on a hedge at this point in time. But, you know, we'll see. So always look for things that haven't reached their target yet, man. You know, like LTC up like, you know, ungodly amounts. Already hit its target. Don't be looking at that, you know. XRP, like way down. Maybe don't be looking at that if you haven't been in an XRP short for a while. TRX, you know, like way short. Don't be looking for a short if it's already if you haven't been in the market for a while. EOS looks kind of interesting, I'm not gonna lie. But you know, fuck EOS. EOS looks pretty interesting, you know. Renko's telling you to be in a long, told you to be in a long since last night or 2 days ago. Come on, Court Chain. What are you doing, dude? That's cool. I mean, I didn't buy you yet, but we were supposed to be friends. We were supposed to. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I didn't buy it yet, but I was hoping you'd break to the upside. Give me a nice little bull pump, man. Little Binance trade, man. I didn't make any Binance trades today. IOP. Eli, I got you, man. We're going to IOP right now. What's my thoughts about buying and holding? I know you trade, but is it a time investment to learn? But it is a time investment to learn skills. Do you think buying and holding is bad? No, I don't think there's anything wrong with buying and holding if you think 10, 20 years out and you're talking about Bitcoin. I really don't. I think that's fine. I think that you'll make more money if you invest the time and energy to understand speculation and investment. But you know, there's a good counter argument to the downside that if you really did understand speculation and investment, you wouldn't be trading at all, and you would just be buying and holding, because the role of a speculator is to be a time traveler. You purchase something that is undervalued now, and you transport it through time to a time when the market understands that it's more valuable than it currently is. That is the role of a speculator. But reactivate that alert on Court Chain. So. Hey, Redbeard, what's going on, my dude? What is your opinion to Bitcoin? Do you think we will see a small pump this week? Yes, that is my idea. Jay Constant, I didn't know you're from Holland, dude. Hello, my dude. Xanima says, guess who sold his cloak with a whopping 0.59% profit after all? Hell yeah, dude. I'm glad you got out, dude. I'm glad you got out with profit. Oh, shit. Let's talk about Lun. My bad, dude. Didn't I set an alert for Lun, though? Yeah. What's going on with Lun? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Buy sign on the 15-minute. Sideways candle. SPA Pau. Sorry. God, I just feel bad about mispronouncing that name, dude. Phonetics. I did not hear it clearly, bro. Could you please tell me your target for XRP again? Yeah, sure, dude. The areas that I'm keeping my eye on are going to be 75.10. I'd like to be getting into a long at that position. However, if we do go to the weekly and we look at my EMAs, the other area that I'd like to keep my eye on as well is going to be the 55 exponential moving average, which again is coming in around, let me double check, 80.46 sats. Now, of course, you have to do the correlation to move that over to XRPH19, but yeah, if you're taking a trade to the downside like I am. But yeah, 55 exponential moving average on the weekly, and then 75.10 is the higher time frame area. But you got to wait. You got to wait for bullish reaction on the at least the daily to look to take that trade, man. Ooh, damn. Got a super chat, man. Mitch Egger donated $2 through super chat. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate the $2, my friend. Is buying and holding dumb? Lols? What about stocks? No, again, so just to repeat myself, I don't think that buying and holding is necessarily dumb. In fact, if you don't have the time, honestly, probably, if you don't have the time and energy to invest into trading, dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin is probably going to be your best bet. And you can approach it just like a speculative investment. Just keep in mind that you're going to have a long time horizon, 5, 10, 20 years, something like that. You know, I feel sorry for the problem with buying and holding is that most people say that, okay, I'm going to buy and hold. It doesn't matter what the market's going to do. I'm not going to look at price, blah, blah, blah. And they buy. And then price goes down like 5%. And they're like, well, maybe I should just sell and like I'll buy lower, right? Like people do that, man. Like it's a big problem. People think they're going to be investors. People think that they have the guts to be speculators. And then they end up selling the bottom and buying the top. It happens over and over and over again. Now, if you do have the mental discipline necessary, which this is lifestyle stuff, man, but if you have the mental discipline necessary to look at your investment as what it is, you invest what you can afford to lose, you limit yourself to a time horizon of 5 to 10 years, and you say, you know what, don't care what's going to happen, I'm buying and I'm holding, hodling, goddammit. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that you will be better off learning the skills to trade. That's my personal approach to the markets. I think that somebody can make a very handsome passive income, side income. I don't really like that term passive income, but side income, learning to swing trade. And I think you're going to be more profitable in general. And this is something that I do teach people to do is don't look to make trading your full-time job unless you really, well, there's a problem with making trading your full-time job initially. You can make trading your full-time job much later, maybe after 5 years of swing trading. But the problem with starting off as a full-time trader is that you're going to be pulling funds from your trading account to cover your costs of living, assuming that you're trading profitably. You're going to be pulling funds from your trading account to cover your costs of living, your rent, your expenses, your cell phone, your food, ramen noodles probably at that point for the first couple of years of a full-time trader. Hey! Been there. And the problem is that your equity curve is not going to be able to grow in a very sustainable fashion. If you understand the concept of compound interest, if you start off with, let's be generous and say you're starting off with a $50,000 trading balance, which is a pretty good number. I think you can do pretty well in crypto with 5 to 10 grand, especially if you're not pulling your equity out, right? If you're not pulling your ROE out. But if you adjust your position size dynamically, like I do recommend, meaning that your position size is relative to your risk amount, your distance to your stop, and what your capital is, what your initial capital is. Then you're going to be able to, over time, as your capital grows, take on larger position size, take on more risk, and overall make better profits as the interest from your trading compounds and you grow your trading account. The idea that I think individuals should have when approaching the idea of a trading as a side income is that this is going to be an active investment. I'm going to actively manage it. I'm going to grow my skills and get better at it over time. And ideally, I want the capital to grow so that in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, I can retire off of this, right? Because trading this is a highly scalable, highly profitable skill. If you approach it the right way and learn to trade successfully, you'll do quite fine. I can't promise that, no results guaranteed. A lot of people lose their shirt in trading because they approach it from the wrong direction. And I think approaching it from the wrong direction starts with keeping your benefits. I think approaching it in the wrong direction starts with focusing on technical analysis first and not on basic money management skills and risk management. I think that's the way to start. But yeah, I mean, the idea, I don't take my equity out of my trading account. My trading account grows. And when I'm, I'm 30 years old, so in the next 10 to 15 years, I'm hoping that I can retire off my trading account and um, continue to trade, most likely passively, because I really enjoy doing it. But focus on what I'm focusing on now, man. Like I've spent a long time, day in and day out, glued to the chart, glued to the screen, actively trading. I've learned a lot of stuff, man. I'd like to pass those skills on to the next generation. That's why I have my community. That's why I teach individuals how to trade. Put in my time, man. And I've got another 10 years of putting more time in. It's absolutely fine, but Kraken Crypto says, don't you have a tip bot? Yeah, but I don't have Twitch running right now, man. I got the super chats going on YouTube, and I'm not sure because I'm a little bit behind on that. Of course, never feel like you guys have to donate. Of course, I do appreciate it, but I think yeah, here it is. I think this is it. You guys are interested. There it is. There's the. I think that's right. How it works. That's the tip. I don't know if it's a bot, but I think it's just the Streamlabs like donate. Oh, there it is. Scott already posted that. Right on, dude. Thanks, bro. On it. um. Okay, a lot of requests, a lot of stuff to talk about, guys. Of course, I can't cover everything. But I did see a few things, man. Oh, there's Lunar. All right, taking off, man. Like I said, it seems like a logical time, but I think I'm going to be at a 1.85% trade there. Do you want to manage risk there? Or, technically, you have to manage risk here. Oh, if you wanna enter on the oversold. But here's the thing, man. No unnatural volume and no divergence that I look for when scraping the bottom. When I'm looking to scrape the bottom, man, when I'm looking to take an overbought or oversold signal, I like to get unnatural volume around with it. So you can see right here, a 15-minute time frame, you do get a buy signal right here on my indicator at the very bottom. But you don't really get confirmation to be in the trade until right here when you see unnatural volume. You have the sell signal right there. You don't really have a natural volume until right here. You can exit the trade there. If you hadn't exited yet, you get bearish divergence right here at the very top. As you can see, that's what the R's are on my indicator. Lots divergence. Yeah, man, you got to wait until the breakout, man. But if you enter here, I mean, it's fine. You can set your stop loss down here. I'm going to keep that one in my alerts right now. All right. Let's I guess I only got 18 minutes left in the show, so it'd be kind of pointless to take a break right now. Huh, a little late for that, dude. Can we look at Zill? Sure, we can look at Zill, man. Pardon me. Yeah, we had 2 of our traders take Zill, man. I was posting in the technical analysis channel of our Discord. Excuse me, jeez. Start burping when I'm hungry. Starving. So starving. I made some awesome stir fry today. Just fantastic. I know you guys don't care, but it was so good. You know how hard it is to find keto stir fry sauce? Finally found some nice Beijing style spicy stir fry sauce. It was. I'm thinking about it right now. As soon as this stream is over, I'm gonna go get some stir fry. Big old bowl of that stir fry. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna plan for the weekend. I mean, really, Sunday night sucks. For me anyways, because I like to go spend time with my daughter. Just like last night was movie night. And but you know, this is like right around the time when everything happens, you know, when you really get a good indication of how the weekly candle is going to be painted by the bots. And it's very important that you need to be kind of awake and watching if you want to be an active day trader. Personal opinion. Personal opinion. Okay. Sorry, I got a little distracted, man. Oh shit, Eli! Fuck. Thank you. Peter Piper. Yeah, all well it's a perk of subscription. So yep, premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. They have access to all my indicators. Time transformation, HD transformer, Quadrigo ATR, CC EMA. I got a bunch more. Okay, so what were we talking about last time we talked about IOP, bro? Let me make sure that I got... I'll use current chart res and 7. We need to look at the future. Bro, look at that. Wick down for liquidity. All right, so let's be honest here. Oh, this is really good, man. I mean, on the daily time frame yesterday, we had that unnatural volume with a big spike down and a nice long wick. That's what you look for a reversal signal, man. I mean, that's a nice bullish hammer candle with unnatural volume on the daily time frame as well. So filtering out unnatural volume and seeing that on the higher time frames is awesome, man. Hey, thanks so much for the 1,000 yen, man. How do I define unnatural volume? So this is volume that is divergent from what the average. So right here. So here's volume right here. And we can see that the indicator plots unnatural volume right here. When the volume is extreme divergence from the moving average of volume right here. And when you see that, those are key areas in the market where if price is at the top of a movement and you see unnatural volume and a long wick to the upside, guess what? Price is coming down. If you're at the bottom of the market and you see unnatural volume and a big wick to the downside, guess what? Price is fucking going up. If you're at a level of breakout and you've had low momentum, and then you see a pretty big spike in volume right there, as you can see on this candle, guess what? Price is moving up. So obviously, we're talking about something with low liquidity and thin order books like IOP. I mean, yeah, it did move up right there on that candle was your signal to buy. You had a nice little 10% trade. You would have had to be executing that on the lower time frames. But I mean, it's just it told you what it was supposed to do. You're approaching resistance right here. You have daily resistance. Support, breakdown, resistance, and then boom, you break through. And then on this candle, you put in some nice big momentum. So The reason I designed that function in my indicator is because I hate having the volume bar open on the bottom. Anyways, bro. This looks good, man. Man, you got slapped down from your daily breaker. Slapped down about 7%. Again, man, I can't tell you like when to buy and sell because I don't know what your average entry is. I don't do that. But I'm very happy for you, man. Prices look good, dude. Is it a pump and dump? You have to assume it's a pump and dump. Yes, you have to assume it's a pump and dump. The reason why is because you're at the absolute bottom of the market. You haven't broken any significant levels of resistance. And really you're just coming up, you've wicked up to local resistance, which is going to be your first level of resistance right here. It's really hard to be bullish on this, honestly. I mean, I know it sucks because it's so far off, but it's very hard to be bullish on this until you close the daily above 38.43, as we talked about, man. But at the bottom of the market structure, you did get a couple daily buy flashes right here, boom, you got one. You had this nice liquidity grab to the downside, and I mean, you're just hoping to run this as far as you can, man. If the daily closes here, that would be a positive sign to see. You could potentially see a pullback and a retest. But I mean, the only thing that you can say about this, man, is that, if this absolutely and abjectly fails, I mean, let's just be realistic here. You are at the bottom of the market structure. You're looking ideally for a nice pump to get you out of the trade. Typically, when you're at the bottom of the market structure, when you're looking at accumulation, you've had a lot of sideways movement here, This is a break below support. You're hoping that it's a spring, especially after putting in a nice daily candle like yesterday's, where you did grab for liquidity to the downside and price reversed. Obviously, you had a lot of buyers right there. Now let's see if we can get some goddamn follow through. Just waiting to see some follow through, man. Because if this rally fails, then you're either talking about more sideways, which is capitulation through boredom, or you're talking about a daily opening and closing below support again and further downside. Let's see if we can't get a decent trend line out of this. Well, if you look at it like that, if you do look at it like that, which I'm not saying that that's reality, I'm just saying if you look at it like that, if I draw the trend line like this, guys, if you draw the trend line like this, however, you do have a daily opening and closing above the trend line, a pullback to retest respected on a daily basis, and rockets up, man. I mean, still, you got to take profit targets at 34.28, 38.43, man. No way to do it. If it were me personally, if we close the daily below 29.95 again, out, man. If you were in a position right now. Of course, I'm not. 3-hour chart. Now we need to actually, all right, now I need to make adjustments to time transformation as we start descending down to the lower time. I look at the 8-hour trend. So you have a bullish 8-hour trend, as you would naturally expect. You got the 8-hour bullish trend indicator right here on this candle. You would have caught the pump, as well as the confirmed crossover on the time transformer right here or right here. 2 crossovers, and you get the bullish trend right there. Would have put you in there for a nice 12% trade. Sell signal right there. Kept you out of all this garbage. Let's see, does where we pulled back to make sense? You found resistance at your previous breakdown zone. A little bit of consolidation right here. Price rejects, pulls back to test that area. I mean, this thing's super volatile, bro. But I mean, it doesn't change anything. In simplest terms, price has to hold 29.95. And really, you don't even want to see a full retrace of this, man. You don't even really want to see a full retrace of this. Nice bullish movement off the bottom. But you really, there's no way to tell if, is this it? You know, is this going to continue? You're stuck in a bag, man. You're just praying that 29.95 holds, and you're praying that you can get out around 38.43. And when we get to 38.43, then we can evaluate. Like, okay, now we're looking at potentially a blue sky breakout, and maybe we can do some stuff now. But, you know, I don't like that trend line, man. No, sir. We're not going to allow earn free Bitcoin spam. Very much. Later, dude. So sorry, I did want to respond to that earlier comment. Yes, how do I define a natural volume? Volume that is larger than the volume moving average by a certain variable. You know, again, you can adjust whether, you can filter that. Is volume 2 times above the volume moving average? You can adjust the volume moving average. Yeah, that is the textbook definition of a natural volume. All right, it's 6:54, guys. You know what time it is, guys. I got to go. You guys have been fantastic. Awesome. Eli, I said it looked bearish. Of course I did, man. Of course it looked. Oh, there's Cork Chain. Oh, what are you doing? Come on. Go. Ah! 15-minute chart. All right. Let's do this. Cork Chain. Trade. In a world, coins like Cork Chain. Man, let's take the bravery. Buy a breakout. Work. You're fine. Damn. There we go. Pull back half of it before I hit that fucking button. Woo! Oh, yay. Damn, could have got it a few sats cheaper. In a world, spot 2 sats higher than trader. Let's find the courage to respect the trade setup. Oh, shoot. Hey, thanks, Pablo Diaz. Thanks so much for the sub, man. I appreciate that. All right. So I'm going to go eat me some stir fry. Oh, wrong window. Okay. I'm gonna go eat some stir fry. I'm gonna bank on this little shitcoin right here, and I'm going to come back and watch the show. Why don't you pump it up, ether, make a higher low? I'll probably take profit till you do something else, but wouldn't look to short you in this market's condition. I don't know. You guys think I could be a singer? Anyways, sorry, let me pull up in the chat. Yeah, dude. guy sheep is like, buy now. Ah, break it out. Yeah, dude. There's no fucking reason to be fucking bearish on fucking Bitcoin. I mean, yes. I mean, overall, we're in a bear market. You have to be careful. You have to be cautious of your trade. You have to be, cognizant that there's lots of resistance above us. But right now, we have a confirmed breakout, dude. Like, dude, yes, go. Be careful. But fuck. Am I saying you should buy now? No. If you're not in position, I mean, hop in the Discord, man. We were here last night, and I'm like, all right, guys, let's rock. You don't chase a parabolic movement, though, man. If you're not in, you wait for a pullback or you wait for some consolidation. Sorry. Yeah, but most likely, I think okay, so just let's finish with this for the guys who are just coming to the stream. Yeah, higher time frame structures, looking at BitMEX trading right here. Sorry, go to the daily. Go to the daily. I don't think we have. We've got a little bit of a trouble spot coming in right here with the 55 daily EMA. We haven't burst through that. I think we probably do, though. 36.90, 36.89. That's where the 55 daily EMA is coming in. I think we have the potential to just shove right through that. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to be looking to short this area. Again, I talked about this. You trail stops. I'm already... Well, again, okay, so let me be very clear about this. I don't have an XBT USD position. I took Ether instead. Why? Because Ether's more volatile. Ether has a lot more potential to the upside. So average entry at 122.50. Stop loss right here. I've already taken 50% of my profit off the table, and we'll wait. What would I wait to see? Something like a 3-hour, something like a confirmed 3-hour high or low. Would be nice to see. There's 2 hours left for this candle to close, so got to be patient, man. Got to be very careful against taking these sell signals in a very bullish trend. So that's the 55 daily EMA, and then of course your resistance trend line. That's coming in around 3,800, but I would look to front run it by like 3,780. Now, am I telling you to run out and buy Bitcoin? No, you guys make your own investment decision. But and if we go below 35, if we close below 3,500, then we go short, man. That's pretty simple. We go short with big downside targets. No, sir, I don't allow. I don't know you, man. I don't know you, so I cannot allow you to promote the YouTube channel that I do not know. Yes, I'm sorry. I must report that, sir. 912 for QKC. In a world where somebody just bought more QKC, one trader must have the patience for 912 sats. Are there higher take profit targets? Possibly. Should we break above 912 on the 3-hour chart, maybe we will add and target like 963. That's just a rough ball. Go, go, go. What is this? Do I give any weight to the RSI divergence? Yes, but time transformation, the Fisher transform, which is this is my baby, is better in my opinion at spotting divergence. Like for example, daily time frame, bullish divergence, right there. RSI. Let's see. Let's check. Did the RSI have bullish divergence? Is the RSI a good indicator? It's not a bad one. If you don't know any better. Sorry, I'm talking like this for some reason. I don't know, guys. I'm not trying to annoy anybody. I apologize. Okay. Here's the RSI. Get out your binoculars for that divergence. Seems kind of clearer there. Conveniently tells you, by the way, that there is bullish divergence by printing an R. I don't know. Might be the same. Yeah, dude. RSI is not a bad indicator. The Stochastic, I think, is probably better. But the Fisher transform is better than both. What is this indicator? Oh, that's the 55 exponential moving average on the daily time frame. Boop. That's all it is. It's 55 exponential daily moving. All right, guys. It's 7:02. I got to jump, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me tonight. You have been a fantastic audience. I highly appreciate the support, the comments. Thank you to everybody for the super chats, the subs. Of course, Pablo Diaz, Bruno Solier, and Cat Som. Sorry if I mispronounce names. I'm terrible. Dumb American. But thank you so much for the subs on YouTube, guys. Sorry that we couldn't be on Twitch tonight. Of course, we are here every day from 12 to 2 Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and 5 to 7 p.m. in the evening, Saturday and Sunday. So thank you so much for your time, your patience, your energy, your donations, your support, guys. You guys have been fantastic. Nice Liam Neeson voice. In a world. Anyways, guys, typical end of the show, guys. I do just have to promote our products and services, as well as talk about some of our partners. If you guys would like to support the show and you enjoy the content, you think this is valid content, you would like to help us grow and help spread the community, please consider liking and subscribing on YouTube. We highly appreciate that. If you would like to support the show in a more substantial way, you can, of course, come by Twitch. You also get some more nice, cool, fun stuff to participate in if you watch us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Cracking Crypto. The description's in the link down below. Give us a follow. Give us a sub on Twitch. We highly appreciate that. Helps keep the lights on. Helps us invest in a better show for you guys. As you can recently see, Scott redid all the overlays and everything. That wasn't cheap. This is all custom graphics. Everything, man. If you'd like to support the show in a more substantial way, you can, of course, check out our Patreon, as well as purchasing some merchandise off our website. I have heard, although I do not have scientific papers to back this up, but evidence does purport to show that if you drink your morning coffee out of a Cracking Cryptocurrency hodl mug in your mornings, your trades will be 85% more successful, and you will be 90% more attractive to the opposite sex or the same sex. Your personal preference doesn't matter, man. We are a no judgment free zone. Now, the giveaway for the Cracking Cryptocurrency Premium Trading Group free spots is over. We finished that yesterday. Congratulations to the 3 lucky winners. Looking forward to trading with you guys. I sent out emails to all you guys. Onboarded you sent out the welcome packets. I haven't necessarily heard back from you guys yet, but hopefully you guys get that. I know that, Kenneth, you were in the chat room tonight, so hopefully you are aware of that. If you guys would like to join and trade along with us, have access to all our strategies and setups, as well as my indicators, have access to our database resource library packed with webinars, seminars, PDFs, books, courses, everything you need to supplement your journey, as well as our in-house private webinar series designed to teach you to become a profitable trader from start to finish. Then you can check out premium.crackingcryptocurrency.com. Links up in the description down below. Link is in the description above and in the description down. Jesus. Woo! Anyways, it's been a long day. Thank you so much, guys, for the support. Of course, my name is Justin Wise. I am the lead analyst and senior mentor at Cracking Cryptocurrency. I hope that today, BTC mooning, good to see. Glad I'm in the ETH long. I hope that tonight's show has helped crack cryptocurrency for you. And until tomorrow, guys, we'll be here at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until tomorrow, guys, make sure to trade safely. See you tomorrow.